Hi, welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our special summer edition of one single Chinese character a day. Today is a special meaning. We talk about the life, and I want to show you how Chinese express life. Life was written, is written in contemporary Chinese. It look like this. So 3 horizontal lines with 1 vertical line with 1 slanted line on the side. Like this is how I grew up with it. And then it doesn't make any sense to me, like why it means life. Now, look at the ancient rendering of life. There is no side slanting thing over there, but the top horizontal line, instead of flat, it is curving upward. Now that makes more sense because this character, when we look at the soil character with this plant, obviously this is a plant symbol, then it makes perfect sense that how Chinese character life was defined. It's simply plant growing. It's still growing. It's still rooted over there. So let's unpack. We have a soil symbol. First horizontal line is the ground level. And then this vertical line means something growing in there. And then the bottom, you have to place this horizontal line, the second one, as an indicator to go to the very bottom of the very end and the tip of this vertical line to mean it's not on that, it's not intersecting. It's something right below the end of the root. That means the soil. That's the surrounding, the environment that the plant can grow from. That's how Chinese define soil. And it's always, the first horizontal line is shorter than the second one, because if it's reversed, it's another character. Okay, cannot mess up with that. So that's soil. And then now I'm showing you both the tree and the grass, how they were expressed in Chinese. They were, because these are the ancient Chinese renderings that make more sense. Like when I try to understand my own language, then I go bypass the contemporary Chinese, which doesn't make sense to me. I go to the ancient ones, and then I see the correlations or the dark connection between different characters. And then the whole system, it becomes, oh, this is how Chinese language creators made it. It's made up, but made up systematically. Icons all have their positions in the language making. Okay, so this is tree, because we have the top portion act as a canopy of the tree, and then the trunk, right? And then here, the bottom arch, I used to explain it as a spacer. And then when we go trace further back to the original way of expressing a tree, it actually means the root. The spacing was like here, the trunk portion was longer in the ancient way. And then this root actually is like the tip at the very bottom. So we can see this tree symbol as the visible portion of the tree and the invisible portion of the tree, which is even growing deeper, because for a tree to grow that tall, the roots are gotta be deeper than the height, right? So this ground level, unlike the soil symbol, it was not expressed in this icon. So this ground level is somewhere in between over there. So it's almost like a mirror image, a tree above ground and a tree below ground, even if as humans, we only observe the above ground portion of the tree. So that's tree symbol. And the grass have this 2 tiny trident thing on the top, and then have the 2 circles with the bottom circle has an opening up there. So according to scholars, so this is something that's beyond my knowledge. So scholars' interpretation of this connected, they are pots of the grass. And the second one is pop open with the seed from this pot have a channel to go out. So that's basically talking about the reproductive process of a grass. Like it will grow this little pot thing, and then when it's popping, that's how the seed go spread out, right? And that's why grass, when they grow, they don't grow just one single. Like a tree can be self-standing alone tree, but the grass, they always come in groups. So that's why in Chinese, we always express grass with at least the two of them paired together. That means grass. And grass doesn't have this tall tree trunk. So grass was not emphasized its deep root. Grass was emphasized on its highly productive nature of the pot. So we have a tree and a grass. And you can see they share this trident looking thing, because that's an abstraction of the branches, the twigs, the leaves, like all of that expressed just by this trident looking structure. So now we have the soil, the trident plant, either it's a tree or grass, it doesn't matter. It's not specified over there. But the point here is this plant, living plant, still has its root deep in the soil, and it's connected, the plant on top of the soil. And that's what's defined as life. And you can see in contemporary, this sheng can be translated into multitudes of meanings. It can mean raw, that means it's not cooked, right? And then it means green, that's the color of life. And it means living, yes, of course. And it means crude. Crude means it's unrefined, it's unprocessed, untouched, it's the original form, right? And then unripe, that's raw, same. So raw means meat. So when sheng pair with meat, that's raw. And when sheng pair with plant, that's unripe. So Chinese, we don't distinguish that by the character itself. We distinguish by pairing it with other character to pin down the exact meaning of it. So Chinese, this plant growing in the soil symbol can show up in different contexts. And then it's all contextually making the meaning of this very, a myriad of English words to go. And it can mean strange as well. I don't know how that happened. Like why sheng means strange. There is a jump of logic over there, probably because it's a life you've never seen. And then when you pair it with mo sheng, mo means far away place, probably. I haven't checked it up yet, but when it pairs with that, it becomes strange. It means it's not familiar to you. It's not where you grew up. It's not your home turf. And so that added meaning to the original simply means life meaning. Unfamiliar, unboiled, and life student. And sheng can even be student. Okay, when you pair it with study, so study life. Gosh, I just realized that 学生 student. In English, we don't really think about what they are studying, right? But in Chinese, we're actually talking about study life. That's lifetime study, right? Lifetime learning. Gosh, that's what's the definition of student. It's so beautiful. I just learned. Okay, so sheng, life, means rooted plant. Exactly that. And the beauty of this plant is it actually shows you the roots, and it's part of the scenery, even if it's what's it called? Bonsai. Even if it's not in its natural habitat, it's a highly human touched process, but it shows you what life is visually, the up part and then the underground part with the soil. That's life. Cash into the currency of thinking about one word a day with Sophie. See you next.